The day I learned the woman I was about to marry had been deceiving me for months was the day my entire understanding of love and trust collapsed. In a single moment, everything I thought I knew shattered. What I found out would change me forever, and what I chose to do afterward was something I never imagined I'd be capable of. My name is Alex. I was engaged to Emily, the woman I believed I'd spend my life with. We had been together for over 4 years, and to anyone looking in from the outside, we seemed like the perfect match. We'd been carefully planning our wedding for months, and everything appeared to be coming together. At least, that's what I thought. Emily had a magnetic energy about her. She was lively, charming, and could win over anyone she met. I was more reserved, more introverted, but together we balanced each other. She added adventure to my life, and I grounded hers. Or at least that's what I wanted to believe. But slowly, I began noticing changes. They were small at first: late nights at work, distracted conversations, moments where her attention seemed elsewhere. Sometimes she'd leave without saying where she was going, only to return with vague explanations like, just hanging out with friends, or I lost track of time. I didn't want to suspect anything, but deep down, unease began to take root. As the wedding drew closer, her absences grew more frequent. She would come home later and later, often avoiding my questions. When I tried to talk to her about it, she would laugh it off and tell me to relax. "I'm just out with the girls, Alex. Don't make it a big deal." But to me, it felt like one. One night, she came home at 2 a.m. Her makeup was smeared, her hair messy. She wore a dress that didn't feel like her style. When she arrived, she barely looked at me before dropping her bag and slipping into the bathroom without answering my question about where she'd been. It wasn't just the dress or the time, it was the way she seemed to be hiding something. I told myself it might just be wedding stress, that I should trust her. But deep down, I knew the truth was likely darker. Then came the night that would change everything. She went out again, saying it was another girl's night. I stayed home, ate dinner alone, tried to distract myself with TV, all while fighting the gnawing feeling in my gut. Around midnight, I heard her heels tapping on the floor as she came in. The moment I saw her, I knew something was different. She was wearing a striking red dress, one that demanded attention. There was a glimmer in her eyes, but it wasn't the kind of sparkle I recognized. Something about her that night was wrong. She didn't have the same playful spark I was used to seeing in her. Something felt off, and I could tell something had happened, though she wasn't saying a word about it. "Where were you?" I asked again, trying to keep my tone even, but the suspicion in my voice was hard to hide. "I went to a party," she replied casually, brushing off my question. "Just some friends hanging out. Why are you making such a big deal out of this?" She claimed she'd told me she was going out, but this time I couldn't just let it go. Things weren't adding up. "Emily, I've asked you so many times. Every time you go out, you make me feel like I'm the one doing something wrong for wanting us to spend time together. Why are you always avoiding me?" Her expression changed for a moment, a shadow passing over her face before she rolled her eyes like she was done talking. "I'm going out whether you like it or not. It's just a party, Alex. Get over it." That was the moment I realized I was losing her. And what happened next confirmed it. The next day, I was sitting on the couch when Emily left her phone on the kitchen counter. Normally, I wasn't the type to snoop, but then a message popped up from her friend Linda. I couldn't help but see it. "I can't believe you did that last night. My chest tightened. What had she done? What was she hiding? I didn't plan on looking further, but when she went to take a shower, my curiosity got the better of me. I picked up her phone. The screen lit up with a flood of messages. That one from Linda wouldn't leave my mind. I was about to set the phone down when another notification from a different number came through. And that's when I found it, the truth. My hands trembled as I read through the conversation between Emily and Linda. The party wasn't just any party, it was a swinger party. Emily had gone, and worse, she had been with 3 men that night. At the same time, my blood ran cold. My mind struggled to comprehend it. She had been cheating, sneaking around behind my back, while I had been blind to it all. I set the phone back down, sitting frozen, unsure of my next move. I knew I had to be sure, but I wasn't ready to confront her. 2 days later, Emily had another girls' night planned. This time, I followed her. I watched her meet Linda at a bar. Two men showed up, men I didn't recognize. They greeted Emily and Linda like they'd known them for years. The flirting started right away, the laughing, the touches. Then Emily kissed one of the men in plain view. My heart broke, but I kept taking photos. I followed them after they left, all the way to a hotel. I saw Emily walk in with one of the men without a single glance back. She didn't care. That was it. I had the proof. When she came home the next day, she acted as if nothing had happened. But I knew the truth. I quietly packed my things, took my engagement ring, and walked out the door without a word. The next morning, I woke up in a hotel room alone. My phone was full of messages from Emily. Asterisk, where are you? Why aren't you answering? What's going on? Asterisk. I didn't respond. She had made her choice, and I had made mine. I called off the wedding, cancelled everything, and moved to a new city, far away from her and the mess she'd created. I started over, rebuilding my life without her. I didn't want to hear her name again, but word eventually got back to me. Her life had unraveled, friends turned against her, her family was ashamed, and her relationships never lasted. I heard she was struggling with the fallout of her decisions, but none of that mattered anymore. She chose her path. I chose mine.